place. I'm here with my good friend, Dr. Jen Ashton, and we're back taking on the controversial topic of virginity testing in light of the recent news that rapper T.I. takes his daughter to the gynecologist to check if she's still a virgin. This is a town hall that you have asked for. We've got daughters and we got dads. They hear from all over with different opinions, talk about the hot topic. First, what did you guys first think when you heard what T.I. said? Who wants to go first? Christiana.
Hi. Well, when I first thought of it, I just thought, well, having these tests done to her, it has definitely stranded the trust between her and her father.
Let me get to George, the father's side. George?
Absolutely. This is almost a situation where you can agree to disagree. I don't think that anyone can dictate how another man raises their child. If this is T.I.'s way of bonding with his daughter, it's like keeping her safe, I guess, then it's his way. I still think maybe he shouldn't have gone public, but he did what he did, and this is where we're at now.
So let's address some issues, because so many good points raised on both sides. First of all, the law, okay? There are different laws in different states, but over half the country has reproductive minor laws in place. So a minor, and she was not a minor in this case, she was 18 years old, can get access to reproductive health care of any kind without parental consent. Whether you agree with that as a parent or not, that is the law. And that is a law that governs medical health. I think the other thing that's really, really important here is we need to uncouple the fact that gynecologists are not just vagina doctors. We're not just sex doctors. That takes a woman's entire body and boils it down to one function. And that's medically and socially inaccurate. We treat the whole person, the whole woman, the whole girl. Usually there's a body attached to that vagina. And as an OBGYN, that's who I'm concerned with, not just a body part.
So, let me get into that. Let's get to the first issue, which is it appropriate for the father to be there at all?
I welcome it. I think that more dads should come to the gynecologist with their daughter, but not to inspect or discipline or do detective work, to show that as a parent, they care about their daughter's reproductive health. Unfortunately, most dads don't come enough. I never had my father come with me, and my dad was a doctor.
I never went,
You
period.
never went, exactly.
Wasn't invited.
And so I think we... There are probably a lot of reasons for that. But I think if more dads did come, they could use that as an opportunity to get closer to their daughter.
Well, what do you guys think? Mike, would you go?
Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Mike Fresh from Sacramento, California. I just want to say thank you to Dr. Oz for having me on the show using Zoom. My opinion on T.I. taking his daughter to the gynecologist every year to get her hymen checked, that's a big no-no, man. That's not it, Chief. Sorry, T.I. You know, for me, I have a 6-year-old daughter myself. I would never put that upon her. That's her privacy. You know, if she wants to come to me or my wife and talk to us about anything, or tell us the same situation that we're talking about now, like, hey, Dad, there's something I gotta tell you. You think you could take me to the gynecologist to see if I'm blah, blah, blah. Oh, of course, yeah, I will take you. I'm not gonna get mad at it. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna force anything upon my daughter, but that's just crazy. I don't agree with that. That's their privacy. That's for them to know themselves, confidential. But yeah, that's my opinion, Dr. Oz. Thank you for having me on the show.
Can I ask, actually, you asked the awkward question about virginity testing.
Okay, the awkward question is, have any of you ever been subjected to that, or do you know anyone who is subjected to that? You do?
Yeah. I had a virginity test done when I was 15 years old. I asked my mom if I could go on birth control. I was starting to have sex, and I went to my family doctor. And as the exam was finishing, it was actually conducted by an intern, not my actual doctor. My doctor leaned over her shoulder and said, "Is she still closed?" And the intern froze, said, "Yes," which, you know, I had already been having sex because, again, there's no way to medically tell. And my doctor looked at me and said, "Good girl." And it has stuck with me to this day. It still is so hard to go and trust a provider after trust has been broken in that way.
I'm sorry you went through that, but if I can ask a follow-up. So how did you deal with that in the days, weeks, months that followed? You're only 15 years of age.
Yeah, I kind of blacked out after the good girl comment. I don't remember leaving the doctor's office. I don't remember driving home, and now it's been well over 10 years, and I still, when I go to the gynecologist, feel anxiety, and the good girl comment really just made it feel like, okay, if I'm saying good girl because you're supposedly not having sex, but you are, what does that say about who I am? So I worry about that judgment every time.
And again, I really appreciate your honesty. I know how hard it is to talk about this. It's evident from the way you're describing it. Did it change your sexual behavior at all?
Absolutely not. No.
So, well, for me, that's the big issue, because we're burdening at least half the population with a lot of baggage. It's not having the desired effect, even if you wanted that to be the effect. We can disagree about that later on. But if it's not going to work and it's medically unsound, it's a wake-up call for the entire nation. Comments from the women.
I think so.
You get the last word, because it's your bodies.
Come on.
I just feel like everything has to be a conversation, and you guys should be able to trust us and just support our decisions, because it's not just about our bodies, it's about us as a person. Like, us having a conversation together about everything, not just sex, needs to be something that happens ongoing in our lives. And if you're supporting us through everything, it's easier for us to trust you and for you to trust us.
So, here's my thoughts, guys. We need to highlight that the battle over teenage sex with the risks of infection, pregnancy, and shame needs to be waged at home rather than in a doctor's office. There are 2 doctors telling you that right now. So I stand with the many women and doctors around the world that we need to end the practice of virginity testing for good. It is inaccurate. It intrudes on the precious covenants that we have with our doctors. It's bad for everybody. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate all your honesty. We'll be right back. Up next, breaking news about vaping.